Brooklyn Independent Television.
A while back, we showed you how Lutheran Medical Center introduces high school students to what goes on in an operating room. They don't bring the teenagers to a hospital, they bring the OR into the classroom. Well, what about the people who provide the first line of support to the injured and the sick? Healthbeat's Tati Amari shows us how teens are taught all about emergency medical technicians and exposed to a potential career choice.
So I need a circulating nurse.
At the High School for Medical Studies, students are preparing for a career in the medical field. But how do they know which part of the vast field of medicine they want to commit to?
It's bleeding, so what are you going to ask for? Say swab please, swab please.
Their principal figured out a way to give them a glimpse into a few different worlds, one of which is EMT training.
Our students learn best by doing. We're a project-based school, which in most cases, it doesn't mean just putting together a project. It means that the best way to learn is that teachers will give them a snippet of information. That information will be enough for them to be able to problem solve. And problem solving in groups of 2, 3, or 4 gives them the opportunity to hone in on their social skills.
This is an ambulance.
The EMT in Schools program is part of a collaboration with the Wyckoff and Lutheran Medical Centers and is meant to give students a hands-on look and dispel some misconceptions.
Not a lot of people don't know exactly what we do. We go to dip houses and they think we're cops or we think from the fire department. Being able to explain to them exactly what we do and what we're all about, maybe they get a better understanding and want to continue in this field.
EMT also be able to work with babies until the elderly, or is it just paramedics?
It doesn't so much have to do with the age of the patient. It has to do with, maybe it's easier to say, how sick or how serious they are. And then what they...
Students were introduced to some basic information and experience the equipment.
Grapple, there, you tell me if that's a lot or a little.
It's pretty heavy.
They also experienced the inside of an emergency vehicle. There were in-class demonstrations on some of the tasks required of EMT workers, like administering CPR.
Peel with one hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
And students were encouraged to jump in.
Lock your elbows, shoulders right over.
I'm assuming you wound up at this school because maybe you have some interest or aptitude in medicine or science.
The EMTs told me they wanted to make sure the students knew that there are many options with this career.
And a lot of people become EMTs to explore that even more. Perhaps they want to stay EMTs, and many do. Or maybe they want to take the next step up and go and be a paramedic. And some become registered nurses, some become physician assistants, some go on to medical school and become doctors. It's very common to see that.
Before this workshop, I didn't know anything about an EMT. So I think that now that I see what it is, I would actually take it into consideration before I actually go for my goal.
I mean, it's something that, I don't have the guts for, but I didn't think it'd be so interesting.
Because actually, even for the pediatric patient, the most likely cause...
The experience was eye-opening for students, and the principal's hope was to leave an even more lasting impression.
I think it's important that our students see that role model, see how giving back to the community is very important, and not just for the sake of becoming a doctor or a nurse. It's all about giving, at the same time learning.
For Healthbeat Brooklyn, I'm Tati Amara.
Follow us on Twitter at BK Independent TV.